y'all doing? This is your boy, Hound Dog Buck 50, DJ Buck 50 the song. And on this one, I wanted to talk about DJing beats per minutes. And do you have to go beats per minute? I've been watching a lot of DJ tutorials, and I said, you know what? I DJ, so I should put my little 2 cents into the pot. I'm always talking about other things, but I said, you know what? Let me add my little 2 cents to it. I mean, for me, I'm definitely not. Some people DJ 40 years, 30 years. Um, I started really, putting my foot down last year. And what I mean by putting my foot down is I DJ'd before, but a couple years ago, my job let me go, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna go for what I know. I always love music. I had equipment before I DJ, but never buckled down. So, getting back into it, you know, like I said, I had to get certain things, techniques right, which I'm getting my blending and transition going pretty good. And so this is not necessarily me claiming to be the DJ guru, but I am giving you advice from a hands-on perspective. Um, okay, do you have to DJ songs to exact beats per minute? Okay, here's my take on this, and this is coming from not what I think, but what I've done. The thing with DJing is, if you get Serato, get a mixer, I suppose anybody could get up and say, I'm going to DJ. But one of the primary advantage a DJ has over the other is if they know music. And what I mean by that is because you can have songs that are hits. You can Google top 100 hits and you just play them. But it's the knowing what goes with what and what goes with where. Now with the beats per minute, it's definitely a rule that should be, followed, but it doesn't. Once if you know music, you'll understand that it doesn't always have to be followed. And I'll explain. Like there are some songs, beats per minute are pretty much right there, but maybe sonically they don't, sound, they don't mesh, because when you transition, and that's another thing you're looking at too, is if you're really trying to do your thing, you want to go for songs that sonically go together. Like you might have if you, like I say, this is where I say the music knowledge. Anybody that follows music or from a certain age group. See, I'm a little old. I'm 53, so I know 80s music. Rick James produced all his music. He produced from Mary Jane Girls and Tina Marie and things of that nature. So you may have a song by Rick James. Let's just say it's 115 beats per minute, and then you have a song that was produced by Quincy Jones from that era, 115 beats per minute. But sonically, it doesn't clash. So that's why I say this is where you have to know music. Certain songs got may have a piano chord, and another song may have a similar piano chord. It may be off 20 beats per minute, but because of that piano chord, it makes up for a better transition, a mix, if you will, than that other song. Because that's what you got to look at too. You have to look at that particular dynamic of how the songs clash together sonically. So, like I said, you have like if you back in the days, for those that's old enough to remember, Teddy Riley produced a lot of the songs from that late '80s, early '90s New Jack Swing era. So now, if you're playing stuff like that, it's not just about beats per minute, but it's also about that sonically, that sound that sort of meshes together. I didn't want to really play no songs on here because I know I'll get flagged, but I'll give you an example, like you know, my prerogative. Um, you know that song, and then you got a song like say "Him or Me" by Today. That's for those that's old enough to know that. If you're a young DJ and you don't know, just look it up. "Him or Me" by Today. "Don't Be Cruel" by Bobby Brown, and you'll hear how the songs have certain elements to where it makes a good mix. So that's what you got to be able to listen for. The speed is good now. It now if you when you got a common, sometimes you can get in a zone where you can have 10, 11 songs back to back, and they the same similar tempo, and it just works, you know. But sometimes you got a song, the beats per minute is there, but it may have been recorded kind of like an analog, you know. And then you got another song is the same beats per minute, but you can tell it was it's got a lot of highs, so it almost makes for an awkward um, transition. So when it comes to the beats per minute, I would say follow it to a degree. You know, if you don't know music, you may have to just stay within that realm. But if you know music, it gives you a little more room to to try some things. You know what I'm saying? Because then you know, okay, this can go with this. You know, a song. Believe it or not, a song at 75 can be blended with a song at 105, depending on sonically how they sound. And then also you got to look at you know, words. You know, certain songs have word transitions that are similar to others. The beat per minute may be totally different, but because of certain words in the song, it creates for a perfect, you know, blend with that other song. Like you know, like you have a song and it says, you know, it says hold up, okay, that part with um Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg, next, I believe it's next episode, that hold up, that is like, may not be the same beats per minute, but if you're trying to do a nice mix right there, those two make sense. You know, let's get it started. Like that song, let's get it started. Um, then you go back, MC Hammer, let's get it started. You know, you gotta you gotta have you definitely should. There's these rules make sense now. I'm not sitting here trying to say that you should just abandon beats per minute. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying if you understand music and have an ear, you'll understand it. Okay, I can do certain things and make it make sense. It's kind of like when you got musicians that are classically trained, meaning they know this note, what that note mean, and you got people like Teddy Riley. They never knew how to read music, but they got that ear, and that ear is something you can't undervalue. You know, if you can play a song from the '70s, blend it with a song from the '80s, and they go perfect together, might be 10 BPMs off. But because you know the music, you know what sonically sounds right, you know, so you have to keep that in mind. Um, Songs like say for instance, the whispers, you know, and the beat goes on, you know. You might then, perfect example, another song from that Solar collection, you know, Shalimar will go perfect because sonically it sounds similar. Songs by Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. You know, if you know this, that's why I say you gotta know music. Because some people DJ, but they don't necessarily know their stuff. I know my stuff. I'm not saying I know everything, but I know my music. You know what I mean? I know a Babyface back then. I know he may have sound may have changed now, but back then I knew a baby. I could tell you a Babyface song as soon as I heard it. I could tell you a Teddy Riley song as soon as I heard it. I can tell you a Jam and Lewis song as soon as I heard it. Certain, you know, things that they do. So that's why I say, if you know your music, it gives you more you feel me? You got more to play with in the playground as opposed to just like, okay, this is my box and I can't go outside this box. So know your music. If you don't know your music, research. You know, look on you know, it's a little different now because everything is so digital, so people don't really buy albums like that anymore. But you can still, you know, do the research and and get to know songs and sonically, not just beats per minute, but sonically what makes sense. And it can make a big difference in your DJ mission of transitioning and mixing. Um, this is my first uh, DJ tutorial, if you will. But don't forget to like, subscribe. And if you want me to talk about something else, I'll be happy to come back and join you. Don't forget, peace, love, and whatever else you think of love.